Hey, welcome to another episode of Kristy Doesn't Know Shit About Movies, the podcast. This is a show where Kristy tries to explain movies she's never seen before, if you're just tuning in. Kristy.
Yes.
We're going to do something a little different for this episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We like to stay on the cutting edge with this show.
What do you mean we? I'm not part of this.
Right. I like to stay on the cutting edge with my show.
Ooh, swanky.
You're the guest on my show called Kristy Doesn't Know Shit About Movies. Okay, anyway. We're going to do an entire trilogy. 3 movies. That's what a trilogy entails. 3 movies. In the same universe, in the same cinematic universe. Generally with the same characters.
Don't try to make cinematic universes. Only Marvel
I just
can do that.
I just want to make sure you understand.
Only Marvel can do that.
Just want to make sure you understand what a trilogy is. Okay, our trilogy for this entire episode is the Indiana Jones trilogy, and we're not counting the 4th piece of shit movie.
Yeah, no, I want to stop you right there because you can't talk about Indiana Jones while ignoring Indiana Jones.
In this context, yes, we can, because this is focusing on the original trilogy.
I don't like your rules, and I'm going to describe the 4th one anyways, right after I get done after I firstly describe.
After you finish the first 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the word order I wished for.
Are you sure you can handle it? You can't even make it through that sentence.
It's I'm just trying to dig out some multi-grain Tostitos out of my teeth.
Product placement. Okay, so what do you think the Indiana Jones trilogy is about?
All right. Picture the scene. Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones, the grave robber / archaeologist. Because I'm pretty sure archaeologists don't do the shit that he was doing. The first one, did it have like a Indiana Jones : blah 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 blah?
Yeah.
Okay, what was it?
You want to know?
Yes.
The first one was Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right. Indiana Jones, the grave raider, decides to go, and he's like, you know what? There's a Lost Ark out there. I'm going to raid it and take all the artifacts, all the sacred things, and the bones. I'm going to go down into this Lost Ark. I'm going to find the Ark. And then I'm going to get a giant, like handkerchief, load up all the artifacts and bones into it, and then carry it in, like, a hobo pack out, get it through customs, and then put it in my museum so that people come and love me. And he was joined by a young Shia LaBeouf, who I know he's involved in these movies. He's not a young Shia LaBeouf in the 4th one. A young Shia LaBeouf is his assistant, who his parents who don't love him enough to not let him go with a strange man to a different country to find a lost Ark and loot it. So, that's his little, maybe he's not in the first one. I believe he had, like, a small child whose home was the country. So the small child acted as a small child slave guide. Indiana Jones goes to Egypt to find the Lost Ark. He gets word through some old man's fairy tale that there's a Lost Ark there. So he goes to Egypt. He gets a small boy to guide him around and show him where. I don't know why this small child. Why does he need a guide for something that only he knows where to find?
He's the archaeologist.
Yeah.
I don't understand either.
Okay, anyways, so he brings this kid with him. And they find the Lost Ark, but there are people in the Lost Ark who are trying to be like, don't rob our ancestors of their goddamn bones. And Indy is like, too bad, bitches. And so he just goes and he gets through all their booby traps, and then he probably fights some of them. And the small child is like, yeah, go Indy, because the kid just wants a good tip at the end of all of this. That's all he's interested in. There's snakes, and Indiana Jones does not like snakes.
You're right about that. Yeah.
So he gets through the snakes, but not before he's neck deep in snake. And the kid would be buried by snake at that point because the child is much shorter than Indiana
Jones. Why are you
Jones.
saying snake? Buried by snake. You'd be neck deep in snake.
It's just one really long snake.
I was like, did I hear that right? What the fuck? Okay, carry on.
Yeah. He's buried in snake. One 1 mile long snake who can't be bothered to eat him. He gets out, he finds the bones and jewels, takes them, and puts them in a museum. So that's the first Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Where he raids the Lost Ark.
Do you want to know the name of the second one?
Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay. In this one, he goes to some Mayan ruins. And he's at it again. His grave-robbing, bone-pillaging heart could not be stopped. So, this time, he takes a young Shia LaBeouf with him. I believe that's his nephew or something. He takes him to go search some Mayan ruins, a temple to be exact. Again, there are indigenous people to those lands who are like, stop disturbing my ancestors' bones, you dick. And he says, screw you. This land is my land because I'm American. And so he continues, and I believe this is the one where there's a guy who is like, I'm going to rip out your heart and eat it and become powerful like Popeye with spinach. And so he tries to do that to Indy, but little does he know Indy has no heart because he's a grave robber with no remorse.
So what, that physically makes you have no heart?
Yeah. Well, like, the guy was just, like, searching for it. Like, he's just feeling up Indy's chest, being like, I'm gonna find your heart, I'm gonna rip it out. Although I feel like people's hearts don't typically move. He was just gonna make sure that he did, in fact, find where it was. And so he's just feeling around Indy's chest. He's like, I don't feel your heart. And he's like, that's because I don't have one. Because I want to rattle around your ancestors' bones and loot their jewels and walk out of here and put it in a museum just like any other archaeologist would do. And so he defeats that guy by pushing him into a pit of the temple, and then him and Shia LaBeouf pack up their giant handkerchief hobo pack and go through customs and take all of the skeletal remains and jewels and treasures and secrets from that Mayan temple and put it into the Smithsonian.
There's a third movie, you know that, right?
Yeah.
and an optional fourth? Okay.
Oh, I'm describing the fourth.
All right. Do you want to know the title of the third movie?
Yes, please.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Okay. So this was supposed to be his last crusade for bones.
They should have called it Bone Crusade.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like it could be a porno parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a porn parody.
I have it in my collection. Yeah.
I'm
We can watch it later.
Do. There's a girl in this one. And a scientist, I think. Oh, where else could they go? I don't know. Malaysia. Indiana Jones, Shia LaBeouf, a blonde girl, and Jeff Goldblum travel. Don't laugh at me. Travel to Malaysia on Indy's last crusade of bone dust and jewel lust.
That rhymes.
Yeah.
It's catchy. I like it.
Yeah. Bone dust and jewel lust. Indiana Jones. That could be the next sub name of an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should pitch it to them. Anyways.
Sure.
So they go to Malaysia to a temple. Much like the first two. He, to no one's surprise, goes to a temple that nobody else could find, that he found through word of mouth from the same dirty old man from the first movie, who was just like, I don't even know why that guy knows where anything is. He is in America and he finds out where things are in Malaysia to go pillage. I don't know if you could technically pillage a dead person, but he pillages as much as he can in this hidden temple.
I want to stop you for a second and point out that you haven't mentioned Nazis once.
Are there supposed to be? Why are there Nazis in an Indiana Jones movie?
Oh, I love this show. This is great. We're
Why would
having
you?
fun.
He's an archaeologist. Why would there be Nazis?
I'm not saying anything more. Just go on. Well, we can get to the fourth movie. We can get there.
Okay, well, there's Nazis in my version of the fourth movie now. Okay, so, with absolutely no Nazis in sight, because that wouldn't make sense, he goes, finds the temple. Natives are trying to protect their ancestral burial ground. He says, screw you, Murica, kicks in the door, snakes, sadness for him, which he deserves it. He should be sad. Dodges some booby traps. I believe a boulder rolls towards him, and he jumps.
God damn it.
Then he goes, he finds the treasure. I believe in this one, he takes the treasure off a pedestal, and oh no, another booby trap. That's where a secret button was. Now there's no oh, that's what starts the boulder rolling.
You're gonna make me choke.
He lifts a golden statue off of, or is that Aladdin? Is that both?
Jesus Christ.
Because didn't Aladdin do that too? He takes an egg or something, or the monkey takes an egg, and the cave starts collapsing. All right. I don't know which movie came first. Probably Indiana Jones, because Disney steals a lot of things. That movie's probably Disney. I think I've been on an Indiana Jones ride at Disney World. So Disney stole from themselves? Yeah, he takes it, rock falls, he dodges it, takes all his loot and bones back to the Smithsonian.
Okay.
All right, and even though you didn't want me to, I'm going to go to Indiana Jones 4. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
You did it. Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't even need any help.
I have a Burger King cup from that movie that I use frequently. All right, this is everyone's favorite Indiana Jones movie. This is like the true action movie everyone was waiting for. Harrison Ford is reunited with a not so young Shia LaBeouf. They decide to hit up the grave of the old man who would tell them where temples were. And they're like, I wish we could go on one last adventure. When pow! The ghost of the old man is like, yo, you should go back to Malaysia for more treasure. And they're like, okay, old ghost man. So they go back, and then there's a girl with a bad bob haircut who is also a Nazi trying to uncover the mysteries of this Malaysian temple.
Get those Nazis in there.
Indy finds out how to get in, but she's close behind him in a Jeep. He goes through booby traps. There's no rolling boulder this time, folks. Only aliens. Yay! And then they find out that all of Malaysia was aliens. And that aliens are gonna come back if they don't defeat the alien broadcast that they just alienatingly pushed a button for. And then the Nazis drive off a cliff. And there's water. I believe there was a water chase.
Did they willingly drive off the cliff?
I don't think so. I think their Jeep got into some water. They were rafting in their Jeep and they went over a waterfall. While chasing Indy and Shia LaBeouf, Jeff Goldblum came back to reprise his role as the scientist.
God damn.
And I think the treasure that they accidentally found was a crystal skull. And Indy was sad that time because he just wanted bones and jewels. And I don't think he made off with any that time. That's why people didn't like it. People wanted to see him putting some jewels in an exhibit in the Smithsonian.
That's his main draw.
Nobody got that. Because, I don't know, he dropped the skull and it shattered, and then he probably had a heart attack because he was like 90.
Well, we're going to go out with a bang because I want to let you know that there's a 5th movie in the works.
Oh.
And it's scheduled for like 2021.
Are they just like reconstructing Harrison Ford out of like paper mache?
I think it might be completely CGI.
Oh, that's probably for the best.
You never know, though. They might get him up there. He's a pretty nimble man.
Is Shia LaBeouf going to be in it?
No, they already confirmed he's not.
What is the point of even doing that then?
People do not want Shia LaBeouf anywhere near the fucking Indiana Jones franchise.
He should be. He's been a beloved cast member since the second movie.
All right, I've had enough of this shit. That was a good episode. Okay, bye.
Bye.